Welcome to the ultimate modding guide, the best, the hottest tutorial guide when it comes to how we can mod an Anniversary Edition while having the game being as stable and as good looking as possible. What you will see, those videos might lack in entertainment, editing skills, and pretty much everything. One thing I can guarantee you is that after watching those videos from episode 1 to episode 6, you will have acquired the knowledge to mod your game. I love to watch the top new mods of the month when it comes to Skyrim, but what I love more is modding the game and show mods that actually work while enhance the vanilla spirit of the game. Welcome guys to probably the last episode of the series where we are modding the latest version of Skyrim Anniversary Edition, the one that Todd Howard has blessed us with. We are not downgrading, we're using the game as it is, and we are building upon it and updating it, while trying to make Skyrim as stable as it can get, while maintaining the best looks that fit with the vanilla aesthetics. My name is Kavou and this is episode 6 of modding Skyrim. We have AI Overhaul. There is 2 AI overhauls on the Nexus and this one is the most updated and the one that works the best while having the least amount of bugs. This is going to completely enhance how AI works in Skyrim. You will see NPCs having activities and it will give so much more of a breath fresh air into the game. Go to the files and install the first main file, which is the version we are using. Next, we have the Skyrim Special Edition engine fixes. We've installed the engine fixes on the first episode. What this is a mod that is going to adjust some of the files inside your engine fixes where it will solve some problems that will happen if you didn't edit those yourself. If you haven't watched my early episodes, you need to watch episode 1 and move from that the latest episode, which is this one. Then we have no snow under the roof. This is going to make it where this weird bug in Skyrim with snow going under the roof will be fixed. This one has no requirements, just go and download this. And grab the cutting room floor, no snow under the roof. Cutting room floor was a mod we've installed on episode 1 and this is going to patch it to work with no snow. 10 out of 10, a must have in my opinion. We have the locks are just locked. You know how you have the different variations of, let's say, locked chest, where it tells you that something is very easy or average or very hard? Well, this is going to have it where everything is going to have the text of locked, so you don't know the difficulty, you will have to figure that out yourself. I've tried this mod, 4 years ago, and it is impossible for me to play Skyrim without this mod. It overhauls the somewhat mediocre lockpicking system in Skyrim and it makes it much more dynamic. Small things like that again add up to the vanilla game. We have companions dialogue bundle. This mod is going to grab the companions and give them completely new dialogues, give more choices, and this is a mod, guys, that I don't even need to explain how important mods like those are when it comes to modding Skyrim. What you need to do is you need to grab both of those files, install the main file first and then install the secondary file. Companions will never be the same. We have the Revealing Rune, which is a new mod that came out. It's going to add a new quest for the Thieves Guild. I don't want to spoil too much, but it involves a hide and seek mission, you searching and running around. In order to start this quest, you'll have to speak with Rune in Thieves Guild. This is going again to give you more choices, make the game better and adapt to the Thieves Guild. A fantastic mod that we want to install. Then we go to simply Serana, and this is going to overhaul Serana, and hear me out, there are so many overhauls for Serana out there. I think this one, it makes her look exactly like the vanilla version, but you know, she looks more updated, more modern. This one completely maintains her original looks, and again, it's not going to feel like Serana is a completely different person. Yeah, there you go, very simple mod. Everybody loves Serana, guys. Go ahead and grab the main file and install that. And next, go and install the Serana dialogue add-on. This mod makes Serana feel like Indigo from the Nexus. I am not going to install Indigo. If you want to install that, feel free to do so. Again, you are free to install as many mods as you want. My idea is to make the game minimalistic while maintaining the vanilla stuff or assets, if I may. This is going to expand Serana. This is going to have different reactions, humor. It's just incredible, guys. If you go to the requirements, this right here, you only need this if you have any of the mods included in the 4-mod installer. Go ahead and install the main file, and this again works with the previous mod we've installed. Now next, we have an important mod, animated ice flows, and it's going to make the ice flows to actually be animated.
You don't say.
Very small stuff, you only need the base object swappers, and it completely makes the northern areas of Skyrim much more alive. You install that, and on top of that you grab this new mod that fixes some things with the previous one while adding animated icebergs. Those two mods are meant to work together, but you need to rerun Dyndolod as far as I'm aware. Let's install Birds and Flocks. It's going to add Birds and Flocks throughout the Skyrim. Go to the files and simply enough install this. It's nice to have birds flying around playing their sound. Then we have the Candle Hearth in Overhauls. This is going to adjust how you can rent rooms. It's going to fix the prices. It's even going to add a safe in every inn, which means if you play a bandit or a stealth type of character, this is fantastic. And it enhances the inns to make them much more alive and so much more better for you to, do some crime maybe, or if you're playing on survival, to actually make it where it matters, because it is going to make the economy much more difficult in a challenging and a good way. You can find all of the links again down in the video description. Now, so you can see there is a bunch of files. We're going to install only the first 2 files, and in addition to that, we're gonna go to the tavern AI fix, and you're going to go and install that as well, which is going to fix some issues for, let's say, the tavern AI, which is very broken, almost like everything in Skyrim. And we're not using any of that being said, so you can go ahead and skip those. Skyland takes care of that, and it counts as vanilla, which is why I love Skyland so much. Click on the animated icebergs. Again, we don't use any of those as well, so click finish. And for the birds, let's grab Lux and Lux Orbis, which is going to fix some issues with the lighting. Let's go and install immersive equipment displays. This is going to make it where anytime you're going to favorite an item, it will actually remain equipped on your character as you see here. You can fix those and even adjust, as you can see, the movements and all of that, which I think it adds up. This is how your character will look like with this mod. Those have physics and all of that, which is a fantastic and really cool mod. I will say mandatory for Skyrim, and you see here the versions. We go for the second file over here and we install that. We have the Vampire Clothing expansion. I don't know why I've put this on the general type of mods, but I think it's something nice to have, an addition of armors, if that makes sense. So go ahead and grab this one, and I will install the speed distribution, which is going to distribute those armors into NPCs. Next we have Project Jaka J, or however this is called. This is going to expand and add a lot of features when it comes to the Khajiits or the caravans. Go ahead and grab only the main file. If you have anything in addition, any of the other mods, you can go ahead and install those. We need to grab Khajiit Haswares. This is going to overhaul the camps of the Khajiits you find around Skyrim. This works with the previous mod. It doesn't have any requirements. I will only care to install the main file. I don't care too much about the caravan mules and all of that. We have the animated carriages, which honestly it's one of the best mods out there, guys. This is going to add carriages walking around with different roads in Skyrim, and this mod completely changes how I play the game. Go and install the main file over here, and then go to the animated carriages additional route, which is going to add more routes. Go ahead and install the main file. I should have put this on the combat type of mods, but I guess we are doing this anyway. Those are the requirements, and what this mod does, it fixes the very annoying stagger that plays when it comes to Skyrim. We have the better tail Mithrin, which does exactly what the mod implies. Go ahead and install all of those files. Go ahead and install the unmarked locations for Sulkarn, which is going to expand a bunch of stuff when it comes to Sulkarn. Install the main file. Do the exact same thing for the unmarked locations for Solstenstein. We need to grab and install the custom ruins in Sulkarn, which is going to work in addition with the mod we've installed previously. Grab both of those files and install them. So Sulkarn is going to have additional ruins and more places for you to explore. This is a very nice mod. We have the Lux Orbits patch hub for a bunch of mods that we are using, and Lux Orbits haven't got this update recently, so go ahead and install that. Then we have the diverse candles of base object swapper, and as you can see, we need the Rudy HQ miscellaneous for this to work. Don't worry about it. First of all, go and install that file over here, which is going to use base object swapper stack and the silverware we've installed previously. Install that, go to Rudy HQ miscellaneous and install that one as well. For the locations, I will have the link down in the video description. I am mostly going to use the Rin Overhauls. It's around 10 with 15 files he has to feel more modern. Nothing too crazy. I will have all of the links of all of the different Rins Overhaul again down in the video description. Also, go and grab the natural waterfalls, which is going to overhaul a lot of waterfalls to make them look even more badass. That also implements sound redesign. For plants, I am going to use a bunch of cathedral stuff. There is quite a lot of those, and again, similar fashion with the Ruins Overhaul. You will find all of the links down in the video description. This one file specific makes the straps look, as you can see, 3D. Always have a habit to go to the requirements, and we will grab this one actually, which also works for Happy Little Trees, which is the tree overhaul we have installed. Get the main file over here. For the Khajiit Hazware, select the PSA, go for 2K textures. This is a bunch of stuff. Select only the stuff we have. We have Skyland, Peltapalooza, Ember 6D, and Peltapalooza Lux. If you have anything else, feel free to go ahead and select that. But that's the only stuff I have, and let's finish this. High quality ivory placer, and the reason why I'm covering this, first of all, is the best ivory placer up to date, and it also works for base object swapper, which, in case you wonder, base object swapper, it will make where the ivies will look different from place to place, as you can see. This is the Lux Orbis patch hub. Have this automatically grab whatever you have installed. I'm actually going to grab the Daedring Shrines all in one and install that too. Pick the Rudy HQ version for this, and the candles and all of that, just to make everything look super HD. Always go for 2K textures. Select all of that, and let's grab this one too. Let's grab the Daedric Shrines all in one, a fantastic mod to have. Usually, I don't like to install custom type of textures, but those textures, guys, are insane, and they cover all of the vanilla statues and they look absolutely crazy. Go and grab the main file and install that. Now let's move to the sound design. Sadly, guys, the Sounds of Skyrim is a mod I used to use for almost a decade now, but it's very old and we have better options which are less buggy. Let's grab the Wildwood Echoes, and by the way, you're going to go to Clofas, and again, I will have all of those covered down in the video's link description. On Clofas' profile, there is a bunch of mods. I am going to cover almost everything he has, because his audio mods are insane, and I will include all of the dozen mods he has, at least the most important ones, down in the video description. So similar fashion, you will go to his files and just grab the main file he has. Usually the only requirements, and you should read those all the time, is Sound Recon Distributor, which we have it installed. Go to the original sound expansion and it's going to add a bunch of new sounds for different places. We have both of those, so we're gonna go to the main file and install that. Go to the louder nature, which is going to make both the birds and insects have a much more higher volume. This is for natural waterfalls. Go for Clofa's choice, and I will always go for 2K. We don't have here ERM, in case you're wondering. This is something like Majestic Mountains, and since we're using Skyland, essentially we have the vanilla textures. Let this enable whatever you have installed. I wouldn't recommend you to grab this because we're using Skyland and we have the vanilla water, so just ignore that. Grab the 2K textures and finish. Let's also install the volcanic tundra heat wave effect, which is going to add a heat haze effect for volcanic tundra. Now, I am going to speedrun the next 5 mods or so. Go and grab Splashes of Storm. This, combined with the wetness effect for community shaders, is going to add a really nice effect to have, and it works for our version of the game. The Shooting Stars. Go to the files and install the main file, and on top of that, go to the Shooting Stars 2K clean and install that, and as you can see, it requires the previous mod, which is going to grab it, clean it up, and make it even better. Then go and grab the Splashes of Skyrim, which will make it where projectiles will add splash effects on water. This is an amazing mod and it works for our version of the game. Install that as well. Here we have the High Poly Ivy. Just select whatever version you want. I like this one over here, and also these Ivy guys have animations on it as well, which is fantastic. Now this is something interesting because it asks us if we have the Nordic Stonewall Parallax version 1. So let's check this out. If we go to Nordic Stonewalls, I will go ahead and download the main file over here, which will improve the Nordic Stonewalls. If I remember correctly, this supports parallax textures, as you can see. Once we install this, we have selected the Nordic Stonewall version 1 and it's gonna have parallax, so don't worry about it. As the mods are being installed, we are going to move to the combat type of mods. Coming up next, adding the small things I forgot to add on the previous episodes. Closing out, let's start with Rumble's dual wield idle. This is going to add just a dual wield idle with everything we've installed with Vanguard. We will be using the vanilla idle animations for dual wield, which they look very weird, especially where you turn. This fixes the most annoying thing, which is the turning, in my opinion. Go and install the main file over here. Now, let's enhance some of the magic. This adds a frost effect, as you can see here. In my opinion, this is the best looking frost effect in Skyrim. You will be thanking me once you downloaded this. You might like the vanilla fire effects. I personally love this one. It's a different take. The fire spells look amazing. I am waiting for this amazing modder to do the same, maybe for lightning effects. Let's grab the disabled turn animation, which we will need to run Nemesis and update its Nordic Stonewalls. And do you remember where Papa Smurf told you that we can have parallax on that? I was right. Select the 2K version and select the parallax. That way, the previous mod we had is going to work with that, and on top of the Ivy animations and the Skyland, our Stonewalls will also look amazing from now on. And now, let's go for dynamic random spell idle, which adds exactly that. As you can see on the requirements, I've made sure we have both of those, and we are going to run Nemesis after this. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the second file. Go and grab the random first person animation. We have the seamless varied masculine animations for that. This is going to make where your male character stands, it's gonna play masculine animations like that, and trust me, those fit amazing in the vanilla game. I'm not sure if we have this one. Let me check on the requirements really quick, and seems like we don't, which is why it's super important to always check, folks, the requirements. So let me go to the requirements of this one, and we have everything that this requires. Grab the main file of that, and now let's go back and install the masculine animations. We have all of that. On top of that, let's install the seamless varied feminine idols. This is not going to look over sexualized, but it's going to look a mix of vanilla, a little bit more modern stuff. With everything we have installed so far, they look really nice, in my opinion. This is the best one I found so far on the Nexus. And then we have the random idle stock barter, which is for talking and a bunch of different things like that. And we have all of those. I am not using improved alternative conversation camera. You can grab this mod if you want, but it's very buggy with anniversary edition right now. Install this, grab the sample feminine mount sprint animations, which is going to add better animations for riding horses, and we are using OR, so grab the second file of that. And lastly, we have the reanimated NPCs animations, which is going to play super badass animations for reanimated NPCs. We have all of those installed, so go ahead and grab the second file over here, and then go to the reanimated NPCs animations unofficial add-on and install that on top of the previous mod. I might put Environs Overhauls in the location mod list. I will need to think about it. Essentially, in a very similar fashion to Prince Overhauls, we need to run Nemesis, run load, click Nemesis, let it run, update it, and I can see it in the instance. No turning animation we have. Grab your sweet roll and relax a bit as this takes some time to finish.
The next day.
And now let's scroll down, and do you see the turning animations won't affect the thingy majiggy, whatever it's called? Click on it and launch. Now something we will have to do, and I'm going to do this with you, but it's gonna take a very long time. First of all, close Nemesis because everything has been updated, just making sure it is, and it is. Open load and sort the plugins just to see if we have any dirty plugins, and it looks like we do have some. We have the Telmithrin prison, so let's open the Xedit and clean this. Go to Xedit, type the name of the mod we need to clean, which again, let me double check, it's the prison. Click on it, let it do its thing, and once it finishes, which you will know when it does, just exactly like that, close it, go to load, click sort plugins, and now it will be done, as you can see. On the ordinator again, the bug fixes doesn't work for anniversary edition, so there is nothing we can do. Now, something very important, let's go to the Dyndolod output, go here and completely delete this, and then go to text gen output, which is the same thing, and delete that as well. In order to run both Dyndolod and text gen, we need to delete those, and even more important, you need to go back to where your Dyndolod output is and delete that from the files. Go back, go to the text gen output where your latest text gen was being generated, and delete that as well. So now, when we're going to run both Dyndolod and text gen, because we've deleted everything, they will be able to replicate and create our new files, including many of the new plants, the new billboards, and the new stuff we added. If you have issues with load, it's because something is messed up or you haven't updated those. Let's run text gen, and I've done this on the text gen episode. Click this option over here and start it. If we didn't delete the text gen output, we will not be able to run this program. And as you can see, it loads a bunch of stuff we have, including the looks patches, and I see some new files here and there. Leave it as it is and click start.
6.5 hours later.
Click zip and exit, and once this is done, let him cook, and there we go. Go to Vortex, and on the top left here, install from file, and you need to go to the text gen output where this now is the new text gen output. Click on it and it's going to install it. We are going to enable click deploy mods, so once this is done, we will go and click the Dyndolod program. We have the text gen, so it's going to use the text gen, and on top of that, it's going to create our Dyndolod folder. I am opening this up, select the third option and click start. Select all here. I like to go for medium. If you want to go for high, go for high. I'm gonna select medium and click on that. And that's gonna take at least 10 minutes, guys.
2,000 years later.
And it's done. Let's go to Dyndolod and pick this up and put it in. That's a very big file, and in case you've encountered some issues, I'm gonna post a comment once this video comes out. We need to enable this, by the way. It took me around 5 or 6 times of running Dyndolod to get the output to actually work. I went with high settings and I've selected everything including Tamriel Skyrim. And again, I will have this comment down below. And click, you might have to run body slide because we did install the vampire armor, but I am too lazy to do this. I'm gonna do it later on. You guys know how to run body slide, and I'm sorry. Let's make a cute character. This is a preset I have saved. Your game shouldn't look that dark. If you don't like your game looking that dark, you can adjust the brightness from the game settings or install looks. In the end, it has a brightness option, but again, I want to show you the idols we've installed. That's how they look, and you see the facial expressions too. What you are looking at is from Azurite weathers like the mist weather, and just look how beautiful everything looks. This is Dyndolod on the high settings, and you could have someone who never modded Skyrim before play this, and he could never be able to tell the difference. Those are the clovers and the cathedral plants. As you can see, they look so much different. This is the animated carriages, guys, and this mod is amazing because I'm gonna show you the best part about this mod. You can jump on this and you can just chill, and this is why I love this mod. You can have your own personal taxi. If you play on survival modes, sometimes you want to auto travel, so this is pretty cool. And yes, this is how you ride horses. But by the way, you see the difference? Look how beautiful they look. This looks absolutely beautiful, guys. I'm gonna loot his dagger because I want to show you something really quick. So you see how I have my bows on my favorites. If I will go and favorite my dagger, the dagger should appear. As you can see, it will remain there, and once you favorite them, they will show. This comes from immersive equipment displays, and if you press backspace, you have this menu which you can roll, and let's say you can select, let's say, the bow, and you can fix the placement of the bow if you want it to be further from your body and whatnot. That being said, guys, here is a preview of how our game looks. And this is, with the wetness effect and the raining, you can see the splash the rain does on the ground and on the water. And Dyndolod looks like it's working very well. We have 60 FPS all the time. And let's equip our bow. All of our animations are adjusted and they work. Everything looks super nice and cool, and I am very happy about how our modded game looks. This is the vanilla first person Auros. I can go ahead and show everything we've installed. Like, there is the new flames that look super cool, and the animations as well. There are so many things going on. We've improved the sounds, as you can see, the visuals. Look at this. This is from community shaders and wetness effect. If you want to get the maximum compatibility, FPS, stability and best visuals, in my opinion, community shaders is where it's at. You can get even better visuals with ENBs, but ENBs will cost you at least 10 FPS to run the game, while with community shaders we have full 60 FPS, and look at the game, it just looks amazing, guys. This is how vanilla should look again. You can go ahead and add any mod you want in this list, my honest opinion. But again, I'm gonna show you a preview of how, the game looks, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, guys. Everything looks so nice. We have combat overhauls, animation overhauls, visual overhauls. We have changed so many things. I think we've done a very good job of trying to keep vanilla Skyrim the same, or as close and faithful as the original, while keeping everything the same. As you can see, this is vanilla grass, but the vanilla grass with Skyland and combined with everything, it fits the best with Skyrim. I don't like to use grass mods because it takes away from, what we are looking at here. That was the idea. We have around 400 mods, somewhere around that, and that's the least amount of mods I've ever installed. I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful week. This will be the last video I will be uploading for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I will try and mod Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, or do a bunch of different videos. There is a live Starfield update that came out very recently. There is a bunch of stuff for me to cover and do, but I really wanted to finish my series of modding Anniversary Edition. Hope you guys enjoy. This is Kavou, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and peace.